Rica is my favorite Latin American country. I have not been to any other Latin American country. I was born in Costa Rica.
I want to go to Costa Rica.
We will go to Costa Rica. Costa Rica is heaven.
I imagine it is. My fiance says it's nice, and I believe her.
Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are Those Annoying Vegans.
And today is episode 3 of our
Tacos
trilogy.
And it is a very special day because it is the first of many more Costa Rican vegan recipes that we will introduce to you on Those Annoying Vegans.
That's right.
Picadillo de papa.
Picadillo de papa.
Picadillo de papa.
Picadillo de papa.
Acceptable. Picadillo de papa was one of my favorite dishes growing up. It is chopped potatoes seasoned to perfection. Sometimes it contains ground beef, but today we're going to veganize it.
Costa Rican cuisine, unlike other Latin American foods, it tends to be more savory than spicy, so it's easier on the tummy. And quite delectable, if I do say so myself.
And this particular dish is delectable. And we eat it as a main dish, as a side dish, but you will eat it in a taco today.
Ooh, potatoes on tacos, Anna?
Oh, the carbs!
I know we live in a low-carb, no-carb climate. Everyone's trying to avoid the carbs, but carbohydrates are good for you. Your body runs on carbs. The carbs that we should be avoiding are simple carbs like soda and candy, but complex carbohydrates. Things like starches, whole grains, beans, and legumes, they're good for you. In fact, Mike the Vegan has a video where he touches on this very topic. We will link it in the description below.
And as always, our recipes are delicious, affordable, and easy to make.
So let's make it.
Let's make it. Veganism in Costa Rica is becoming a thing.
Yeah, it's easy to veganize Costa Rican dishes.
Yeah.
Now, we promised you last week that we would talk about how human rights ties into animal rights when it comes to animal agriculture.
Slaughterhouse workers and meat processing workers tend to be people of color who live in low-income communities. The turnover rate at these places is so high, it's over 100% every year, that employers often go into panic mode. They hire undocumented workers. This is where we start seeing a problem, because what happens is many workers fail to report injuries and health hazards because they're afraid of being terminated or even worse, deported. This means that employers take advantage of them. This job requires long hours and repetitive motions. As much as it is industrialized, there are still parts of the factory line that require manual labor. Most injuries suffered by workers are musculoskeletal disorders or repetitive stress injuries.
The slaughter and meat processing industries have some of the highest rates of injuries to humans in the country. These workers get hurt at their job a lot.
There's an average of 1 amputation every month at any given slaughterhouse. Because the goal of these facilities is to process as many animals as possible within the shortest time frame possible, there are many loopholes when it comes to safety regulations.
Corporations will pay supervisors for keeping the annual workers' comp claims down. And by the way, if you don't report a whole lot of workers' comp, you get a bonus. It is better for us financially to give you a bonus, and now you're motivated by money
to not report. On their website, OSHA states, there are many serious safety and health hazards in the meatpacking industry. These hazards include exposure to high noise levels, dangerous equipment, slippery floors, musculoskeletal disorders, and hazardous chemicals, including ammonia that is used as a refrigerant. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports injury and illness rates for the meatpacking industry as 2.5 times higher than the national average. In addition, meatpacking workers can be exposed to biological hazards associated with handling live animals or exposures to feces and blood, which can increase their risk for many diseases. And one of these diseases is lung cancer, actually.
It's not a good environment to work in, not only physically, but also mentally, emotionally, psychologically. There are many cases of PTSD in slaughterhouse workers because...
surprise, surprise, killing animals isn't fun.
No, it takes a toll on your psyche every day.
There are many accounts from former employees. We have one from a former kill floor manager. He said, "The worst thing, worse than the physical danger, is the emotional toll. Pigs down on the kill floor have come up and nuzzled me like a puppy. 2 minutes later, I had to kill them, beat them to death with a pipe. I can't care."
You can't be emotional when your entire job requires you to take the life of another being. So you strip yourself of your own emotion, your own compassion, and that's not good. A pig screaming in pain, we know what that is because we've screamed in pain before. We know what pain is. We know what pain feels like. I don't know how anyone can say that a pig or a cow or a chicken screaming in pain is in any less pain than a human being.
We've heard the argument that if everyone goes vegan, what will these workers do for jobs?
The farmers, too. We've had other technologies that have come and gone, things that we no longer use. People used to work on carriages before cars. We used to work on typewriters before computers. More jobs open up as a new technology opens up, and the old technology sort of falls away.
The important thing is when we adopt a vegan lifestyle, we cease to support the exploitation and the abuse of these workers. Why would we want anyone to go through that?
To be forced to keep that job. Your dollar matters 100%. The businesses like Foster Farms, big meat and dairy corporations, they will make whatever you buy. So the more people that buy veggie burgers instead of real burgers, veggie chicken patties instead of real chicken patties, the companies will start to make those products. I don't think corporations really care what they sell as long as you buy it. Mm-hmm. The only reason...
cigarettes.
Yeah. The only reason that these workers are in these incredibly morbid situation in the first place is because people want chicken and they want it cheap. And so the company says, all right, we got to put chicken on the shelves and it has to be cheap. Mm-hmm. Go. They will change if the demand changes. They are the supply, we are the demand.
One other topic we wanted to touch on when it comes to human rights is a very underreported topic, actually. But thankfully, Mark DeVries touched on it in his documentary, Speciesism. Here's a clip from Mark's documentary.
You're looking at a lake of toxic pig feces and urine, the size of 4 football fields. That's because thousands upon thousands of pigs are inside of these buildings. Their waste falls through slats in the concrete floor, and it's flushed directly into this giant open-air cesspool. How many of these kinds of factories are there? In North Carolina alone, there are over 2,000, and the consequences are disastrous.
The waste falls through the floors. It's flushed out into an open pit, like a cesspool, and they're emptied by spraying the liquid waste. So they're making droplets, fine mists out of this liquid waste, and that can drift downwind into the neighboring communities.
I shut my hog operation down and I got out of it. And I just couldn't do another person that way to make them smell that. It is a cesspool that you put feces and urine in, a hole in the ground that you dump a toxic waste in. And I've seen dead hogs in them and stuff like that.
People can't open their windows, they can't go outside.
I've seen it. I've talked to the people. I've seen the little children that say, Mom and Daddy, why we got to smell this stuff? You get stories like, I can't hang my clothes out. Feces and urine odor comes by and attaches itself to your clothes.
It can, I think, very correctly be called environmental racism or environmental injustice, that people of color, low-income people, bear the brunt of these practices.
This is where they spray animal waste on us. This is about 8 feet from my mother's house.
What is it like when the mist is?
It's like, you think it's raining?
Really?
You think it's raining. We don't open the doors of the windows, but the odor still comes in. It takes your breath away. Then you start gagging, you get headaches.
There are a number of studies of asthma and asthma symptoms, particularly in children near these facilities. Among adults, there are reports of several types of upper respiratory symptoms. These pollutants are affecting people's blood pressure.
I'd say that's kind of a human rights issue.
So guys, what other ways can you think of or know of that animal rights issues are related to human rights issues? We'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more weekly videos with some more yummy vegan recipes and some important information, education, conversation.
All the Asians. We put all the Asians in our videos.
We'll end this on a happy note because veganism is spreading and this is going to change. This will change. But we need to work together. We need to bring more people on board. Costa Rica es mi patria querida, ver el bello de aromas y flores, cuyo sueño de verdes colores. I forgot the rest.